Now that we got our bike lifted up, take a 14mm socket with an extension. And remove the lower shock bolt. The next step in this installation is to bore the hole in the dust shield on the factory swing arm. Obviously the purpose of this is so that way the mid-pipe can pass through. An exhaust has already been installed on our bike, so the hole's already drilled, but I'll show you how we're gonna do it. Measuring off the bottom and measuring off the side, you're gonna wanna draw crossing lines and put your pilot drill right in the center. Bore your hole. It's pretty much centered in that dust shield. This doesn't provide any structural integrity, so you're not gonna be worried about breaking anything. Now that your hole is done, we can put the lower shock bolt back in the bike. Lock that back down to the factory torque specification. And reinstall your right side fairing. With your bike still up on the crate or bucket, you're going to want to fish the mid-pipe through the hole in your arm that you just cut. This exhaust has the optional black powder-coated finish, so we've opted to protect it with some tape to avoid scratching it up on the edge of the arm. Now would be a good time to remove the bucket from under your bike. Now that the bucket's out, we're going to let this rest gently on the ground while we get our header and install the O2 sensor in the bum. And tighten it with a 17mm wrench. The next step is to install the end of the header into the end of the mid-pipe. It may help to squirt some WD-40 as lubricant as you slide them together. It is a snug fit, so you have to twist it as you put it in. It's a good idea to loosely install the bottom bolt into the bracket on the header, just so the header doesn't fall down while you're trying to put it into the head. Put the header up into the exhaust port, slide the flange over the studs and reuse the factory nuts. We're going to put those finger tight for now until we install the rest of the exhaust system. Now I'm going to go ahead and peel my protective tape off before we install the muffler. Now we're going to slide our muffler assembly onto the end of the mid-pipe. It's a good idea to again use some WD-40 to help it slide in easier. Make sure that the little aluminum hats slide over the bracket that we previously installed. Line up the hole and pop your long bolt right through. Put your washer and nut on it. And you can tighten that up all the way. There is some adjustment in these top screws. If you find that it needs to go forward or backwards just a little bit, you can take it off and loosen these screws that are on top of the muffler here and move it backwards or forward, or you can align the muffler a little bit by tilting it each way. Now's a good time to install the spring. Go from the muffler to the mid-pipe. Make sure it's nice and seated in there. Just give it a wiggle and it'll pull itself together.